amigos, es tu prima favorita, Bobby here, and I just like to talk. And I just figured in the midst of the whole who the F did I marry debacle that I would come and give not too much, but a little bit of just like my talking points and takeaways from all of this, right? So unless you've been living under a rock, you've been hearing about, I don't know if her name is Risa or Tisa, and she's been all over the TikTok, all over the YouTube. People have been putting her videos together for compilations. Thank you and shout out to those people. Shout out to Yanie. Because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be in the know, because I'm not a short form content type girl. I say that and then I make a whole bunch of TikToks in my spare time, but I don't really like to scroll. I like longer form content. I love YouTube. That's why I love YouTube. I like longer videos. But anyway, unless you've been living under a rock, you know that there's a lady out there. She's been telling her story about who the F did she marry. She married this so-called narcissist, and I say that just because I'm not in the business of diagnosing people, and I just feel like a lot of people throw that word around a lot, but that man got a lot more problems than narcissism, obviously. But anyway, she married a man who just basically lied throughout the whole time of their relationship. He lied about his finances, he lied about his friends, he lied about what he had, who he was. Like, she doesn't even know who he is with all of this. And I just wanted to give my 2 cents on it like everybody else. So I'm not here to shame, victim blame anybody. I will say that man was dead wrong for everything that he did and everything that he put that woman through. I do appreciate her taking accountability though, for saying that there were red flags and there were things that just didn't add up, that she just overlooked and that she didn't ask questions about. And I had so many questions watching those videos. I'm like, you didn't ever hear nobody on the other end of the phone? Because, you know, usually you can kind of hear, especially if it's just you and another person in the car. And even if they got the phones to their ear, like, if I'm close enough to you, I can kind of hear the voice of the other person. But anyway, that's besides the point. But it just really made me think about how a lot of times a lot of people will put up with things because they want something so bad. And I feel like it's a learning situation for whether it's people that are just watching, or her herself, or people who are in similar situations, that you should never want something so bad that you're willing to just go against the grain of all logic, all of the signs that are pointing to why this may not be the best bet or the best fit. Like, she even says that on her way to the date the first time, her tire bursted or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, that might be something that you could just be like, oh, this is just a coincidence. But things that continue to conspire after that, and him being shady about like finances when it came down to the house, the whole, you know, miscarriage thing with the baby. Like, when she's talked about that, I was like, that's crazy. But I feel like that was like a telltale sign. Like, I'm like, just the turmoil and the way that she felt. But again, I take it back to my point of why it's like we desire things so bad sometimes, and we're just willing to just chop all of the logic to the wind, even the way that we're feeling. We're just ready to throw it all away, because it's like, this has to work, this has to be good, it's my turn, it's my time, like, I want this so bad, it's right here in my face. And I don't know why we get tested by God. I don't know why we get tested by the universe. I don't know why these things happen, why we have to learn all these lessons and whatever the case may be, and why things seem to just work out for some people and then other things just don't work out for some people. But I really think that that's a good example of remembering to put yourself first and not throwing caution to the wind, right? Ask questions. And I say this even for myself as a person who didn't until recently really, like, and recently I say within the past couple of years, really started to value communicating my feelings and having open communication with people, whether it be friends, romantic partners, relationships, whatever the case may be. Being a person who was so afraid of confrontation, who just did not want to deal with it, did not want to deal with conflict, didn't want to ruffle the feathers or anything like that, to now being a person that's like, hey, we need to talk because I'm feeling some type of way and I don't like it and I want to talk about it, right? But just remembering that it's like when things are not adding up, you got to start asking questions. And if people start getting defensive, or they're trying to flip the script, or they're trying to gaslight you or turn the story around on you, those are things to be noted. Those are things that we can't just say, oh, well, I'm just going to be happy where I am. It's like, if within you there's a disturbance, there's something, like she kept saying different things are like, the Holy Spirit was revealing this and all that. And it's like, if these things are like happening, it's not by coincidence, it's not by chance. Somebody or something is trying to tell you, hey, wake up and look around, see what's all around you, realize what the reality is, and GTFO, get up out of there, girl, because it ain't worth it. And I'm very happy that she did come out. I'm glad that she shared her stories, because you wouldn't believe, like, even I sometimes am just like in awe about the situations that go on in the world, right? That the things that people take people through, the things that people put up with for certain people, or because whatever the reasoning is. So for her coming out with her story, but then, and two, for her taking accountability for, allowing, certain things to happen. But then three, that she did come out of this, I'm not going to say unscathed, because I'm pretty sure she's going to need like quite a bit of therapy after all of that she went through with that man. But coming out in a place where it's like, she still has her health, she still has her money, she still has the rest of her life ahead of her. She can love again, she can go forward, all of these things that are still out there for her, because some people don't make it out of situations like this, or worse, with even half of what she got out with. And some people might get mad at me for saying this, but like, getting out without a child, without having to have a connection or ties to this person who has put you through the ringer and dragged you through the mud, I mean, girl, you got lucky. Like, you are blessed to come out of that situation like that, especially after what she had gone through. But it just really made me think as to, I don't think that should make us go through our lives of just being like, oh, everybody's trying to play me, everybody's out to get me. But it should also make you understand why it's important to vet people, make you understand why it's important to not let your loneliness and your feelings of not wanting to be by yourself get the best of you. And just not allowing things that are bothering you, when your gut's tugging at you, when your intuition is telling you something, like, listen to it, listen to that feeling. There's a reason why you're having those thoughts. I love to use the phrase that the universe will whisper to you until it starts to scream. And a lot of times we just ignore the whispers, and then those screams, they're not always pretty. Those screams can look like, a narcissist person taking advantage of you. It could look like you getting married to a pathological liar. It could look like you getting into, a car wreck, or it can just be as small as glass breaking in your house, but it's like paying attention to that intuition so that you don't end up in situations that you'll be regretting later, so that you don't end up losing all of these things on the back end because you wanted something to work so bad. And I've been there. I've been in situations where I've allowed people to stick around longer than they should have because I wanted that friendship or that connection or that relationship or that opportunity, whatever it is, to work so bad because it's like, this just has to work. It has to be my time. And sometimes it's just not. And I don't have an explanation for that. No one has been able to give me an explanation for why things sometimes seems like they're so great, and then it's like, oh, it's just another lesson, like, why? But that's just the way life is. Like, it's not fair. It sucks sometimes, but it's also like, you grow from it, right? You grow from listening to your intuition. You grow from listening to yourself. You grow from having these lessons, and just thankful if you're able to learn from them early on, then further down the line when you've invested so much time and so much energy, and you've given your body, and you've given your mind, and you've given your house, and you've given your money. So I just think that it's great that she shared her story. It was very entertaining. She's a great storyteller. Again, I didn't tune in on TikTok. I tuned in from the compilation videos from Real Talk with Yanie. Thank you, girl. Thank you so much for that. And I just let them play in the background while I was cleaning my house or finishing up some, work or whatever the case may be. But I say that to say this, and all my rambling and me just liking to talk, that, it's importante that you listen to your gut. And it's very important that, people can say it's as selfish as you want to be, but I lead my life with, I'm going to do what's best for me first. And if you are causing me anxiety and I can't explain it, you're causing me to feel some type of way and I can't explain it, something or someone or is just saying something, something about you is just not sitting right in mi cuerpo, in my body, in my nerves, in my nervous system, you gotta go. Because you're not about to run my pockets dry. You're not about to run my financial pockets dry. You're not about to run my energetic pockets dry. Like, none of that. So I just say that to say, like, listen to your I cannot sing. I say that to say, listen to that intuition, pay attention to those signs. Yes, we want things to work out so bad sometimes that we're willing to throw everything away and just live in the lap of the Lulu. Pero no, you can't do that. You cannot do that. You cannot play with your life. Life is too short for you to play with it. You only got one life to live and one body to live it in. So, unless you believe in reincarnation, but who wants to wait for that when you can make the best of it now? So I say all that to say, like, very entertaining story. If you haven't checked it out, or if you're like, I don't want to sit through 4 hours of somebody talking about something crazy, there's a lot of other people who have done like summaries on it or shorter videos or whatever. But yeah, pay attention to yourself, y'all. Pay attention to your mind, pay attention to your body, pay attention to your nervous system. Get in tune with yourself, because your body will tell you, the energy will tell you before anybody says anything out of their mouth. So that's just my little tidbit on that I wanted to share with you. Again, this is tu prima favorita, Bobby here, coming to you live from mi casa. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you want to drop a like, share this video, subscribe, leave a comment, because I love comments and I love interacting with other people. And I will see you on my next video. Thank you for coming to my YouTube channel, and bye.